Hello everyone, and welcome to Rocket Fuel, your daily update for everything that's happening in the Rocket Pool community. Okay, so yesterday we had a few very big updates, so much so that I ended up making two videos. One was about the incentives, and the other one was about just a regular update in the community. We had the community call. Joe started working on MEV booster relays. They've had some ideas about PDAO governance that the community responded very strongly towards. There's a meme from Dazerdog. David Hoffman wrote in the DAO forum about the community continuing sponsorship for Bankless, and Yogofubi made a calculator for node income. So today I'm actually going to take a slightly different turn. I'm going to talk about the markets over here. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not talking about markets. There's only one thing that's really special here today, and that is we have this token right here at number 98. It was 97 earlier. That is Rocket Pool is top 100 token for the first time, which is absolutely amazing news. And everybody in the community is having a great time celebrating that, and it's really deserved for all the great work that the team, the community, all our holders, all our node operators, all our rETH holders, everyone that's put into it. It's been incredible. So proud of everyone. Like, it's a great moment to celebrate. So now that we're top 100, you'll see that we're nearly back at all-time highs on the ratio, except the Thomas G pump. Like, that's at 0.175. We peaked. I'll show you where we peaked earlier. So one of the things that happened overnight was a mini whale, I guess by that person's understanding, came in, and this person FB83 and bought 90 and 9.9 here, so 100. And then GC asked us this into all trades, and it's just over 10,000, of course. And then they buy another 100, and then they buy another 100, and like big things coming in. And it turns out basically this person GC is the new mini whale / whale person who has started buying. And then they were around in trading for a few hours overnight, and they were asking lots of questions, like full on degen mode. They were buying before doing full research about it, but has been following the thing since ICO and happy to be finally part of the crew. So they got a really nice welcome into trading, and it was really great that GC bought in. But it wasn't only GC doing pumping overnight. So GC bought 300 ETH worth of RPL tokens, and then just now, just before recording this video, we got this other person, A86B, who bought another 300 ETH worth of RPL, and it's really like done nice things to the price. So like you all know, I don't really talk about the price on this channel that much, but I think today it's a special case because, you know, we're in the top 100, and that's really great to see. However, Ken had this really interesting comment about where we are on the rankings. So he said, wow, we did it even with the incorrect amount of total RPL listed. If we can find a way to have CoinGecko fix the total amount of RPL to the correct value of 18,759,050 tokens, we should be correctly listed at number 88. I feel strongly that we need to get to them to correct their data feed. I think you tried explaining to me what needs to be done, but I didn't understand what needs to happen or if I could help in some way. So basically, we should actually, like CoinGecko, the issue with CoinGecko is that they have the RPL number of tokens listed as 18 million, and that is the number of the tokens that were before inflation started. Once the mainnet, the protocol went live on mainnet. So what's happened is there's nearly 760,000 tokens are worth a whole lot of money, and if you added that to the market cap of the project, then we would rightly be at number 88. So that's hope. Maverick is working on fixing that, and the community is like starting to do some community efforts to try to get CoinGecko to update the price feed. Next we have this next we have another really piece of great news for the community, and that is now we have 724 nodes node operators in the smoothing pool, which equals 50.07%, which is a tremendous achievement. And Joe gets a lot of credit for this, for being such a huge champion of the smoothing pool for so long. And Joe, this is a huge testament to the work that you put into the community and building really great products that everyone in the community wants to use. So as you can see, like, we've been monitoring the biggest whales in the smoothing pool recently, and next block at 60 mini pools is still the number one whale. So I feel like right now there are still some whales who are holding off on joining. I think some whales have kind of hinted at, once, you know, MEV boost is mandatory and those kind of things get ironed out, then they'll be joining as well. So this number can be expected to grow. And another thing you can see is, like, you know, it definitely skews towards the smaller operators who've been joining, because even though we have 50% of the nodes, we only have 35.5% of the mini pool. So that's definitely something to keep an eye on. So yesterday we had some really big news about incentives going live. And so much so that I even made a whole episode about how you can, like, why we have the incentives, what you can get with the incentives, where you can get it, on all that good stuff. So Jasper tweeted out this thread as the incentives went live. He said, for years people have been begging Rocket Pool to start incentives to bring rETH demand and start a fortuitous flywheel in DeFi to beat STETH. Friends, degens, visionaries, please welcome your reborn LSD heavyweight, crazy APYs on mainnet on Optimism, a thread. So there's an 11 tweet thread here where Jasper kind of lays out where the bribes and the rewards are coming from and what kind of numbers will be available. And he says, you know, early Aura depositors will be earning 50 to 60% APR because of the way it's multiplied, but that will take 7 days for those rewards to filter through to Aura, because it's anti-whale mechanisms that they have. But the rewards are live on Balancer, the rewards are live on Beethoven and Beefy and Pickle on Optimism. So on top of dominating layer 1, Rocket Pool is moving to Optimism, where rETH depositors with Beethoven are already earning approximately 20%, and including passive staking rewards, and then you can use Beefy to compound that. So with people joining overnight, that number's gone down a little bit to like 13 or 14%. However, there's a lot more rewards that are still going to be coming. There's still the rewards from Thomas that are going to get added to that. There's still the rewards from Optimism, that the grant that are going to get added to that. So there's a lot of big things happening there. If you keep an eye on that, and if you ape in responsibly. But Jasper goes on to say that these rewards are not only make more people in rETH, but they will develop deep liquidity across mainnet and Optimism. Right as the merge happens, deep liquidity will enable Aave and others to safely integrate rETH. This drives volume, enabling a Chainlink price oracle. And then Jasper goes on to explain a bit more about like how rETH as a product is doing. And at the end he says, today marks the start of a new era. The above math dictates that Rocket Pool TVL must go up, and sizably. The journey thus far has been to secure our place in second. The next journey is to march towards number one. When rETH flippin' STETH. So it's a really confident tweet. It's really bullish. But for those of us, you know, who are in the community every day and who follow along with everything that's happening every day, you know that a lot of it is speaking from a place of like genuine understanding of what the protocol is capable of and what they're actually doing right now. So then he finishes up by giving some links about where you can deposit your rETH and ETH. And finally, he shares a link to yesterday's Rocket Fuel episode about aping in. So thank you for that, Jasper. And it's a really exciting time to be in Rocket Pool. Next we have, so after Jasper sent out that tweet, then we got David Hoffman of Bankless coming in and asking details about where he can find into trading, and asking about where he can find details of liquidity incentives and like what they should be doing with their rETH, where they should put it, whether it be layer 1, layer 2. And then kind of what happened is they got into a discussion about how Rocket Pool is good or is not good about getting the information out there. David said there should be a blog post with details and all the information to make it super digestible, to have like, what is it? What does it mean for me? How do I get it? So that's the kind of thing that I covered in my video yesterday, but I guess there wasn't an official article to go with that. And David said right now, if RPL incentives are only broadcast inside the DAO, then you're all just advertising to yourselves. You got to make it easy to learn about and understand from the broader community. You all don't have anyone in charge of marketing, do you? So we do have someone in charge of marketing. Maverick, his job is marketing and community manager. However, I'm not sure exactly what has happened here, but there was a lot of talk about happening in the community, and Maverick obviously wasn't there to answer those questions himself. But I think what David was arguing was that like maybe if there's just too much, which of course there's too much, just providing a summary and producing content, I'm overwhelmed by the amount of content. So you're saying like, outsource some of the work, get good content marketers inside Bankless to write like blog posts or get like information out there. So that's some really good advice about that that was coming. And I think that it was really interesting advice, and the community had some good ideas that related to that. So next we have this comment from Joe, who's following on from Nimbus. So he says, okay, Nimbus just posted this. Stakers, we've identified an issue in the block production pipeline for nodes that were restarted after Bellatrix happened. Basically, if you're running your node on and Nimbus is your client, then you might miss block proposals if you started recording if you restarted your node after Bellatrix. So there was an issue with Nimbus that's making some people miss proposals. So if you are on Nimbus like I am, I urge you, do not restart your machine until that fix has come in. Joe later explained that the fix will be in version 1.6.3, which he aims to release tonight. So that should be the last update before the merge happens. I'll be updating that system maybe tomorrow or the day after, as soon as possible, so I don't miss any proposals, just in case. But we're less than 7 days. We're 7 days away from the merge now. Like, this is really happening. It's really exciting. We're in for a barnstorming week ahead with so many things happening. I can't wait. And next and finally, we have this meme that kind of fits in. It was posted by 0x Bluth, that was posted overnight, and it says all in RPL or rETH liquidity incentives, and the person can't choose between the two things. And I think the community kind of let them know that you should be choosing, like everyone says RPL, but hey, people are choosing RPL because we've had so many big buys coming in, so it's really exciting. And right now, I don't know if you can see or not, but I'm getting notifications in trading, and I think there's another buy, so I'm gonna go check that out. But I know that there was stuff that happened overnight. There was a lot of drama that I said that I would share here that was happening in governance. There was some interesting quirk of the Merkle tree that Patches shared with me, and I'm sorry Patches, I didn't get to sharing that, even though it was really interesting in the way the protocol works, but there's just too much. I think I need to be releasing 2 episodes a day. But anyway, thank you all for listening. Thank you all for sharing the video from yesterday, and I hope you enjoy these next few days just as much as I am right now as well. So have a great day, everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye.